Welcome back to Meals by Mercy, taste that hits. Today we're making something close to the heart, a rich, comforting chicken stew, without frying the chicken, of course. Yes, it's possible. This is a simple, homely, and completely stress-free recipe. Whether you're cooking for your family, or just prepping meals for the week, or just craving a good plate of rice and stew, this recipe will serve you. So just sit back, relax, and let's walk through this step by step. By the end, you will see why frying isn't always necessary. Let's get started. So we'll be using fresh tomato, fresh pepper, chili pepper, onion, and curry leaf. The curry leaf lost its freshness after spending the night in the freezer, but don't worry, it doesn't change the taste or anything. We start by building our flavor base. I'm putting the tomato, fresh pepper, chili pepper, onion, and curry leaf in a blender. Together, this ingredient creates a sauce that is bold. No shortcuts here. Your stew will only be as good as your base. Now we'll be blending the tomato, fresh pepper, chili pepper, onions, and curry leaves together. Blend to your desired texture. I don't like mine too smooth, because this our tomato base will hug the chicken later on. Now let's prep the star of the show, the chicken. Wash your pieces of chicken thoroughly and place them in a clean pot. I'm using frozen chicken here, but this method also works for fresh chicken. This step might look simple, but it's actually where good food begins. If your chicken isn't clean, no matter how much seasoning you add later, taste won't hit the same. So I always take my time here, rinse every piece and scrub it lightly, making sure everything is well prepared. I added bay leaf for that earthly aroma. I added fresh ginger and fresh garlic, and I sliced in some onion for sweetness. You can add thyme, you can add pepper, just go in with what you love. That's the beauty of homemade stew. It carries your signature flavor. Then I add seasoning cube. I'll be using Tasty Cube chicken flavor. You can use any chicken seasoning cube of your choice and add quantity according to your taste. You can also add chicken spice of your preference. Just add what you love. Next, I added salt for taste. Then cover and let the chicken steam gently on medium heat. The juice will release naturally, and trust me, this keeps the chicken juicy and flavorful. Now let's start by building our stew base. In a clean pot, I heat up some groundnut oil, also known as vegetable oil. Not too much, just enough to carry the stew. Then I added my sliced onion into the groundnut oil. You can either chop your onion or blend the onion. Give this a good stir so the natural sweetness of the onion can enter the groundnut oil. Leave it and let it sizzle for a while. This is where the flavor of the whole dish begins. If you rush it, you'll miss that rich base that makes the food taste like home. So let it take its time. Next, we pour in our blended mixture, which is the fresh pepper, fresh tomato, chili pepper, onion, and curry leaf. This is where patience comes in. You want to let this cook down. Give it a good stir. Let it cook down, reduce, and concentrate. The water needs to evaporate so the stew can develop its deep and rich flavor. Cover this and let it cook. Now we'll just open to check if our stew has reduced. Can you see how beautiful and colorful the stew is? Just give it an occasional stir so it doesn't burn at the bottom. Once our stew has reduced and the flavor is concentrated, we go in with our seasoning cube to deepen the taste. This is where our stew takes on its character. Use any seasoning cube of your choice, according to your preferred product and according to your taste. Now our stew base is ready for the chicken. Give it a good stir and leave it for a while. Now it's time to bring in our chicken. Look at how tender it looks from steaming. Juicy, flavorful, tasty, and ready to soak up that sauce. Add everything into the pot, including the water from the steaming process. That liquid is pure gold. Stir this gently, taste before adding salt. Stir this together for a while and let the flavor marinate for a few minutes. This is where the magic happens. The stew and the chicken becomes one, and the aroma will fill your kitchen. Cover this for a while and let everything simmer together. And finally, we added grounded crayfish. Crayfish makes your stew unforgettable and suitable for anything you want to use it to eat. Give this a good stir and let it simmer for a while. Taste and adjust for salt. This last step gives you that glossy finish with oil flowing beautifully on top. Just take a look at that rich and delicious stew. And guess what? We didn't fry a single piece of chicken. Serve this with rice, yam, plantain, beans, anything. What would you serve this stew with? Drop in the comment section. The flavor is deep, the chicken is tender, and no frying stress. Thanks for cooking with me today. If you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. This is Meals by Mercy. Taste that hits. See you next time.